Hey there, happy Monday, everybody. How's it going? How was your weekend? Wow, long weekend, right? Did you do anything extra special? Or I know we celebrated differently again this year. Did the virtual Canada Day show for the city of Sarnia again. But I got to be honest with you, I didn't really think I'd be doing a second virtual show. I'm sure most of us thought by now that we'd be celebrating. Here's the tough part in all of this, though. It was, we did the virtual Canada Day show. What's really going to be tough is when we can get back to actually having parades and celebrations again, because it's going to have to be a really big party, right? So the planners will have a lot of work ahead of them. But I know the Canada Day Committee has plans. Just they got to be allowed to do them, right? So we'll see what happens there. But happy Monday. Welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows. Thanks for joining me wherever you're watching from. We still simulcast throughout where are we? In Australia and, of course, throughout the United States and the United Kingdom as well. So grateful to all of our friends on Facebook for setting up those simulcast hubs to bring us everywhere, officially make us worldwide, right? Speaking of official, it will be officially, 10 years in November for the show. So we're going to have a celebration of some sort. It's really hard to plan stuff, right? I know what I'd like to do. Big party, rock and roll, bands, I don't know, whatever. We're going to have something. My friend Dana Piggott's going to help me plan a 10-year celebration. So keep your eyes out for that, and hope you'll be a part of it as well. We're going to maybe reach out to some past folks that have been on the show, because the show's changed a lot over 10 years too, right? So we'll talk about that, and cake will probably be involved of some sort as well. Maybe we'll do another roast. I remember we did a roast for episode 200 down at Brownstones, and they roasted me. Rob Jenkins was there, Aaron Zimmer was there, and was it Ian Alexander really roasted me well, and a few others as well. So maybe we'll do the roast again. That'd be a lot of fun. Raise some money for charity somehow. All right, let's go to the comments and see who's there. Let me guess. Carl, you made it first this time. It's usually Jesse that's been showing up first, but Carl from Oshawa, thanks for being here. Happy Monday. And Jesse, are you working today or are you off today? What's the gas prices going to be like? Jesse works over at the Petro-Canada on London and I guess Finch, right? So if you're ever stopping in there for gas, he's the guy. He has the show with David Burrows mask on. Appreciate the free advertising, Jesse. You're off today. You got a day off. Okay, that's good. What do you do with your days off? So what did everybody do over the weekend, right? Like Jennifer and I went away. Of course, we had Canada Day and had fun with that. And of course, that was unique for many different reasons. But I got to get out and fly my drone. It was my birthday on Canada Day as well. So it was the first Canada Day I've had off in like 25 years, other than the virtual show. And that was pre-recorded. So got to fly my drone and ride my motorcycle. So if I get those two things in one day, it's a really good day. But then Jennifer and I, we went away. We went down to Elora. Beautiful down there. Why have I not been there sooner in my life? St. Jacobs. Spent a lot of money on St. Jacobs shopping, but that was good. And went down to Stratford. And I got to fly the drone all those days too, right? Jennifer let me get out and play. So that was good. So it was a really nice, I guess like a mini vacation, you could call it, right? So Carl, you stayed at home, did you? All right. Jesse, you worked the whole weekend or what? That's a bummer, because it turned out to be a nice weekend. We didn't ride the motorcycles out of town. We were going to, but it kind of started looking crappy when we left. And when we got there, it started raining and everything. So we were like, oh, great. I'm glad we didn't ride the bikes. And then, of course, the next 3 days was absolutely beautiful. And there were motorcycles everywhere. So I had tears in my eyes from time to time, but I got through it anyway. So, it was a good weekend overall. So I hope you guys were able to enjoy the weekends. It's nice to be able to get out a little bit more now with the warm weather. Lots of boats out. I haven't been for a boat ride yet. My dad always said, you don't need to buy a boat. Make friends with people who have boats. and take them a 6-pack of beer or something, and then you can go for a ride, and then you don't have to worry about looking after the boat. Makes friends with people who have boats and swimming pools. That's a good one, right? So, all right, we're going to talk about some more stuff before we get to my first guest. But first, I always want to say thank you to all of my supporters. Philly Cheese Jake's 988 Confederation Street. If you don't know where that is, you need to go see Jake and let him fill your hunger, so to speak. I was in there last week for the first time in some time. I miss my buddy Jake. It's not just the food in there, let me tell you. I'm able to sit down and have really Jake and I solve world problems when we sit down and talk together, but the food's awesome as well. Active Ears Hearing Center, Christine Fiji, where Better Hearing Begins With You. Great supporter here as well. Hughes Intelligence, Barry Bentley, security specialist, and AG Event Graphics, pardon me, supporter from day one. And been just really awesome here in Signs SWO. Visit them online at askguy.ca. You notice how you have to say Ask Guy slowly. Say it fast. Right? Say it slowly. Okay. Joe's Discount Tire, great supporters around here as well. And our good friends, Oswald's Diner, a family-owned restaurant. Art and Karen and Josh down there running things, family-owned. They're down on Plank Road, so help them out, supporting local as well. And they've been a great supporter here for several years as well, and great friends. Oswalds.com is where you can get their menu, so thanks to them for that. All right. This Mark Perrin from the Tourism Sarnia Lambton was here. It was last week before, and talked about the Cheers to the Coast, the ultimate backyard giveaway, which is on right now. And this is going to be, somebody's going to be like super happy winning this. Look at all the stuff like barbecues, and just get out there and enjoy the summer with this package, right? I mean, it's additional prizes, $2,500 backyard giveaway. Go to cheerstothecoast.com to find out more about how you can get your ballots, your free ballots, for a chance to win this fantastic prize. I think beer is involved as well too, so I'm going to sign up for sure. Thanks, Mark, for being here. Big Night In. This was scheduled back in June. This is for supporting Big Brothers, Big Sisters here in Sarnia Lambton, and the Big Night In. This will be the third one. We did 2 last year. I'll be producing and live streaming the fashion show that's going to take place down at One Tooth. And Kaylin Burgess, the new executive director, is going to be hosting along with the folks from One Tooth. And I'm going to be behind the camera. You won't see me. I'm not modeling or anything. Sorry to disappoint you. But this is going to be a great fashion show to support Big Brothers, Big Sisters. That's coming up this Thursday. So put that down. You'll be able to follow the live stream on the Show with David Burrows page, the Video Show Network, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and One Tooth's Facebook page as well. So it's always a great event, and everybody's support is certainly appreciated for that one. The summer reading program is underway with the Lambton County Library. We had a representative here last week talking about the summer reading program. Reading is fundamental, right? I think sometimes we get out of school and we forget to pick up the books. So the summer reading program is an important program put on by Lambton County Libraries, and you can get the information on the summer reading program. And they're going to have some authors doing some speaking as well, virtually. So you can get that information at lclibrary.ca/SRP. Captain Kidd Days will happen differently again this year. Last year we did a live stream with a local band and raised some money, had a big bottle drive, but they're going to be having their bottle drive again. They're still having their pirate costume contest, and they're going to be some virtual stuff as well. So Captain Kidd Days is going to happen. You can go to their Facebook page to get the information on that. And they still got some more announcements coming for the third day. I had 3 of the ladies here last week from the committee, and I tried to get it out of them, but they just wouldn't tell me what that was. Nikki really gave me a hard time about it. She wasn't going to tell me. I still don't know. So that means it's going to be big, right? I know the Captain Kidd Days committee really works hard to put on a great event, and they've been very good at adapting with all the stuff going on. And they're raising money as well to install a new skate park in Corunna. So the bottle drive will be a big part of that. That's going to help support some other the women's flags hockey, and it'll be just interesting to see. I'm really curious what this big announcement is going to be about. But they assured me it's going to be really super awesome. And still lots to do with Captain Kid Day. So go to their Facebook page to find out more about that. It really is. I've said it many, many times, like, with everything going on, people have really had to adapt. It was kind of like, I called it someday. Someday showed up. Someday I'll do that thing. Someday I'll learn how to Zoom. Someday I'll learn how to do this. And someday showed up. And everybody's had to be very, very adaptive. And it's certainly, even the most introverted people, I think, really need that social connection, that belly-to-belly relationship, if you will. And it's really been interesting to see all the creativity that we've been forced to have to do and the ideas that have come from it. So, but certainly no doubt, getting back in person is going to make so many people happy, and it's really, really needed. And we've got some representatives here from the Strangway Centre, Rebecca Warren and Shelley Kern. Thanks for being here, ladies.
Thanks for having us, David.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome. And you heard me kind of leading in there, like everybody had to adapt, as you guys did. But boy, in person is, you guys are going to be busy now, I think.
Yeah, like we did virtual for the months of February till just the end of June. And there was interest in that for sure. But especially as we got further into June, more and more people are asking for, okay, when are we going to be in person? When are we going to be in person? People just want that connection, right? However they can get it.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, like I say, everybody needs it. Doesn't matter if you're introverted or not. We still need to just see other people would be a big part of that too as well. So what do you got planned? What's going on?
Well, David, we have, it has to be outdoors, but that's okay because the weather has been fabulous.
Yeah.
We're going to concentrate on the outdoor programming in the mornings when it's somewhat cooler. And we're going to use Germain Park because that's our backyard to the center. So it's a great spot to introduce the programs again. So we're going to have like yoga, book clubs. We're going to have Tai Chi, chair yoga, photography for beginners, pickleball, house leagues. So we're really trying to capture everyone's interest, hopefully. And again, as we emphasize, we get to see people, get to socialize. And of course, we do have to follow the safety protocols, but they're doable and we're making it work. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's getting better, right? Everybody says there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, yeah, it's just been a really long tunnel. But we are getting there, which is a positive sign, especially with the warm weather. And why not do it outdoors anyway with that beautiful Germain? It's really still kind of a hidden gem. I think people forget about it because it's not seeable really from the road. It's kind of back off, right? But definitely worthwhile just going for walks through there and everything, the gardens and all that. What about a really hot day though? If will you have to cancel things like today? We've got a heat warning out there. Is that something you'll be mindful of as well?
We'll definitely be mindful of that, but we did focus on the mornings for programming.
Right.
And the areas that we're using have natural shade as well too. That's one of the great things about Germain Park, as you saw in those photos, is all the beautiful big old trees. So we're going to be able to make use of the natural shade and doing it earlier in the day and whatnot, doing it before it gets too hot. And we're just, of course, if rain comes up or anything like that, we will have to cancel. But we're just really hoping it's not going to rain. We're hoping we can have this on our side.
And you know what? If it rains, what if it's one of those warm rains? You know what I mean? Those light warm rains. Jump around, splash in the puddles or something. That could be an activity, right? I'd do that. I'd sign up for that. What's coming into these programs? Of course, these are programs that you've had before, but is there anything new that you didn't have before that was maybe added in there?
For the most part, we're just doing programs that we've had before, but because the outdoor kind of lends itself more so to doing the fitness classes and whatnot. We know not everybody wants to do that. So we are doing some outdoor socially distanced social groups too. So there's a knit and chat group. Bring your knitting with you. Come socialize with each other. There's a current events group, a book club. So there's a few different groups that we're doing. Men's morning. A few different groups that we're doing that aren't necessarily all focused on physical fitness too, because
Right.
we understand not everybody wants to do that.
Mhm.
But for the most part, we've really focused on programs that have a good following already and that people have been, for lack of a better word, begging us to get back to.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of interest there, I'm sure. Have you been able to stay in touch with those who regularly use the services over the course of this P word?
Yeah, we have, because of the virtual programming. Now, of course, we can't stay in touch with everybody because
Yeah.
we were limited in what types of programs we could offer. But no, the virtual program was at least one outlet that allowed people to connect with their instructor, to connect with each other, even though it was virtually. And then we did some curbside pickup programs. So we tried to make whatever we could house. We definitely, tried to make that work. So
Yeah.
there's been some connection for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll have people every once in a while email or call just to check in because, it's a big connection for them coming to the center regularly. So sometimes contact us to check in too.
Yeah, I was going to say there's really, I guess, relationship building would be a big part of what you do at the Strangway Centre. It's the social aspect to it, but you keep using the word connection, right? There's a strong connection between the instructors and those that take the course as well. Is that right?
Definitely. People definitely miss the instructors as well too. We miss the instructors, of course, too. We have probably over 20 instructors, I would say. And a lot of them have been with us for quite a while. I mean, we have instructors that we've had for well over 10 years, and they have people that have followed them the whole way through. So definitely they have a connection. So a lot of them are friends with students outside of programming as well too. So it's, pre-pandemic, there were people that would be here 3 to 5 times a week sometimes. There's people who come here for a lot of different activities. So it's been an adjustment for people, I'm sure. We're very much looking forward to, this first step, at least, of being able to see some people. And even if it is outdoors, it'll be a nice little pilot program almost.
Yeah, right. And then as this goes on, of course, the next stages of our life, stages, I guess, is what we're going into. You already have plans for expanding and doing more things?
Well, David, we're still waiting for more of the protocols and the exact rules that we'll have to follow in step 3. And so we're patiently awaiting to get that type of information so then we can put expand the program itinerary. So hopefully that'll come out in the next, few weeks type of thing, we're hoping. And because we're really excited about what we can hopefully do in September, because September is definitely a peak time for us. It's a peak season. People are looking for things to do. Learning new hobbies, new interests. So that's something we're really holding our breaths for at this point. So yeah, but no, we're excited, and of course, this is a first step. Anyways, we'll hurdle over this step and then the next hurdle.
They're going to tell you the day before, right?
Probably something like that.
Right? Well, let's hope not. Fingers crossed. But that's really, well, we're laughing about it because we've seen it happen like that, where open, close, and anyway. But you really seem to have done well at overcoming the frustrations that have been thrown at you. Do you get lots of feedback from those that use the services and saying, "Hey, I'd like to see this," or do they step forward and volunteer still and saying, "How can I help?" With whatever? Did you see a lot of that over this?
We haven't really been able to have many volunteers during this time, but we definitely do have people who volunteer information and suggestions and whatnot. And even on Zoom, it's been great to, you're not in person or anything like that, but it's great to just, even before the program starts, sometimes you have a bit of a conversation going and people giving their feedback. And that's where we've gotten a lot of the feedback about, hey, Zoom is great, but we can go outdoors. We would love to. So it's been great to get feedback that way and through instructors and that sort of thing. People are, this is their leisure time. People are doing things that they choose that they want to do. They're passionate about doing things that they want to do. So they like to offer suggestions, and we certainly welcome them.
Yeah, it's great. And the moving beyond all of this, like you said, Zoom is great and all that, and we get that. But do you see, as say we're all open tomorrow, will you still do some virtual things though that maybe connect with some people who couldn't get to the Strangway Centre, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we actually received a New Horizons grant, and that's something we're developing because there will be people that maybe aren't ready to come back to the center or to come back to our different sites that we offer programs. So no, that's something. And again, this is a result of COVID. It's something we've learned along the way. So we're going to run with it and have a library per se of virtual programs that people can participate in. Or, if it's a winter day and they want to choose to stay home, well, they can still participate in maybe in some various forms of programs. So that's something we're developing and working with our community partners on. So that's going to be another exciting opportunity really for us. And again, we're adapting. We're taking that adaptation and then we're going to run with some different types of programs. So it's all good.
Yeah. And good point there, Shelley, as far as even though we could open up, some people might not be ready for that. They might still say, I don't care what the government says. I am not shaking hands with anybody yet. I'm not ready. Right. And that's a personal choice. And so it'll be nice to have those options available to those people to, I guess, keep them comfortable. And we have to respect that of those that are coming to use your services. And the rural side of things, maybe you'll see, or did you see people that maybe didn't use the Strangway Centre before, but now did because of virtual?
There definitely was a few, yeah. And we, like, the downside of going outdoors is that going outdoors is choosing to not do virtual at this time. I mean, hopefully, like, again, in the fall, we'll get back to that. So I know there were a few people that were a little bit disappointed because for whatever reason, the outdoor didn't work for them or wasn't what they were interested in. So some people definitely do prefer the virtual still. And it reaches just a different market of people or just people who, prefer that. They have transportation issues, maybe the timing. Like, there is something to be said about if there's a 9 a.m. yoga class, you could get up at 8:45 and you could do the yoga class in your living room. So there's pluses.
5-2.
You could do it in your pajamas if you wanted to. So there's positives and negatives to both. I think right now, though, because people have been without the connection, people are really craving that in-person connection. So it'll be interesting to see maybe in the fall or winter if then there's people that are like, well, wait, I did like things about the virtual that I also want to do.
Yeah.
There's positives and negatives to both, right?
Yeah, for sure. So nice to be able to have both options down the road. Would you maybe, if you had to cancel one of these, say one morning, would you convert it over and say, hey, we're going to be doing it virtual today instead, or would you just cancel it?
We'd probably look at canceling just because you have to get the link set up, send it to everybody. And then if there's people that don't want to do the virtual, then they miss out. So it's easier to kind of
cancel it. I don't suspect you'll have to do that too much. I would think I'll give Mother Nature a call later and I'll talk to her and say, listen, you get down there and help the Strangway Centre out. What is your demographic? Let's debunk a few things. We always talk about this when we have you here. Like, it used to be, I'll say it used to be just for the old folks, right? But who is the demographic?
Well, David, any adults 20 years and older can participate in any of our programs. And we do see a real range in ages participate because we definitely try to offer programs in the evening, during the daytime to give those options. We even have some classes on Saturday mornings. So it provides the person that's working versus not working, the person of different age. And we even have different levels in some of our programs. For example, pickleball has intermediate and has recreational, all open recreational. So there's a whole lot of adaptations and so it's great. It gives everybody, again, more options. It caters to anybody 20 years and older. We definitely listen to what people are looking for and the new trends. So that's why it's always changing and it will forever change.
Right. Pickleball, it's huge, right? Like it's a real big thing. Like I've seen them play it at the college before too, and it's like some do get pretty competitive. And then there's definitely, I'd be the recreational guy because I'd just be lucky to hit the thing. I used to play badminton. I could do that, but it's nice to see the different styles of programs that you do have. It's pretty eclectic, I guess you could say, as far as what you're offering. And it is nice to know that adults 20 and older can participate. Are you seeing more younger folks come into the Strangway Centre?
And I mean, this past year and whatever amount of time that we've been closed for has definitely stalled that a little bit, I guess, because programming has changed or not been offered or whatever, what have you. But pre-pandemic, yeah, we were offering lots of different evening programming and Saturday mornings and things like that. So when you offer more of a, not just within the 9 to 5, we definitely were seeing more and more of that. It just takes time to get the word out, right? Like,
well, that's why well, that's why we keep having you back here, because I know we always talk about that age thing, and it's important to get that word out there, and you're getting there. Hang in there. Yeah, you're welcome. And honestly, it's for me too. Like in the beginning, especially, it was like Strangway Centre. Oh yeah, I would have no interest in that at all because that wasn't my demographic. Even though I'm getting more gray every day, but now I do have it. Do you have a motorcycle group? I can come and rev my motorcycle up. I'll join that group.
We don't, but maybe you should start it, David.
Well, there you go. Well, speaking of that, just before I let you go, do you still are you like the instructors or volunteers? Are they, or are you looking for volunteers? Or are you just not quite there yet?
We're not quite there yet for I mean, a lot of our, like when we are open, our hobby shop and cafe and all those sorts of things, those are volunteers. We have over 100 volunteers normally. Wow. Yeah, and a lot of like our programs like pickleball or cards or something like that, we have volunteer conveners, but we're just not quite there yet. But many of our program instructors are paid. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. I missed the cafe. I got to tell you. I started coming in there, and I'll tell you, the first day I went in there, though, like, boy, everybody had an eye on me because that was I was coming into their place, right? And I had the tie on and everything. I forget why I was there, but they were like, "Ooh, that guy's in the wrong." I heard that guy's in the wrong place wearing that, and I sat down beside that person, but and made a new friend actually. Like it was a really that alone right there was. Comforting to be able to go in and very reasonably priced. I guess because you have the volunteers, you're able to do that as well. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to the cafe for sure. And I'm going to put some thought into that motorcycle day. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for all you do in our community and at the Strangway Centre. I know your heart's into it, so that shows in your work efforts. Is there anything before I let you get back to your day that you want to throw out there? Registration's open now, so you do have to register for everything in advance. Of course, we have to keep within the provincial guidelines of gathering limits. So registration's open. They can do that through, if they go to sarnia.ca, underneath the play column, there's a register now button. They click that, and that takes them right to the registration site. And even if you don't want to register, that's just a great place to go look at everything that's available on there. Yeah, right. And that'll stay open all summer. So if there's not anything for this session, there's another session coming up in August. They can register for that too. Okay. Or they can call customer service at 519-332-0330. Extension 3131, and that's how you can get in touch with if you need assistance with telephone registration. We're not doing any in-person registrations at this time because we can't have anybody in. Okay. Yeah. Well, and we'll post all those links on the page after the show as well. So looking forward to it. I'm going to check them. I went through them briefly this morning, but I'm going to go through and see if maybe there's something I can get myself out of bed for at 9:00 in the morning. Right. So thank you both so much, Rebecca and Shelley, and you're welcome back anytime. So I make sure you send me that email and say, "Hey, Dave, we need to be on the show." Glad to have you back. Perfect. Thank you so much. Great. You're welcome, David. Bye-bye.
Rebecca and Shelley from the Strangway Centre. Always enjoy to talk to the ladies. They're smiling and they've got great plans. And the programs are the plans right now, the in-person programs. Registration, like Rebecca said, now open. The programs first session starts on July the 12th. You can go to sarnia.ca and click on their play. And again, we'll post those links. We'll post those super long link to that after the show so you can get signed up. Thanks again, ladies, for being here. Look forward to that. All right, well, let's take it out to the movie side of things. Are you movie buffs out there? Are you watching, listening? I'm excited for this next guest because I had him here on the show. It was a while ago. I can't remember. He'll probably tell me. And now he's back, and the completion is out of his new film. Sean Johnson, he's a writer-director. Thanks for being here, Sean.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah. What do you remember when we had you on last?
Oh, probably at least 2 years ago.
It was that long, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 years ago.
So. It's been about 3 years for the movie myself. So.
Yeah. Is that how long it took to make this?
It took 2 years and then a year of waiting. After I finished it pretty much at the beginning of COVID.
Right.
And then I had to wait for a premiere. But then I was going to wait for a theater, but luckily I got picked up by a streaming service, so I figured to just release it anyway.
Got it. Now, is this your first film?
It sure is my first feature film, yes.
Wow. That's so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That's exciting because this is your passion, right?
Oh yeah. It's a dream come true, honestly.
And I like the Film Stuff Inc. That's your company, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it yet. I apologize. I appreciate you sending this to me in the mailbox. We were away all weekend, but
don't worry about it.
And I've got to dig out a DVD player, or I guess I can watch it online too, right?
Yeah. There's a on Watch Troma Now. Just look up Troma Now on Google. You can find us in the new this month section. It's $4.99 a month. The first month is free.
Okay.
And there's lots of great independent movies on there.
Nice. Well, it is also available on DVD for $10, right? And where can people get that?
You can contact us on Facebook at Film Stuff Inc., or you can actually go to the Cave on at 145 Davis. They have copies for sale too.
Oh, fantastic! All right. So, how long has it been out? Like not that long.
No, maybe a week now, a little less than a week.
Okay, and how's it going?
It's going well. I've already sold over 20 copies so far.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's chugging along.
Yeah, well, and I saw a YouTube trailer. Well, I guess a YouTube video of I guess the premiere that you had with the actors involved and their reaction to it. And is there some outtakes on this as well?
Yeah, there's all the credits are over outtakes.
Wonderful. That's Film Stuff Incorporated, Sean Johnson. So let's talk about this. I read the back and I'm like, well, this is really interesting. And so is this a comedy, a horror? What is it?
I'd say it's a comedy horror. The comedy's definitely first, but there's some pretty graphic stuff though. Like somebody gets their body torn apart and whatnot.
Right.
It was actually filmed in Germain Park too. You were talking about Germain Park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, lots of Sarnia landmarks all over the place.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, did you wrote this, right?
Yeah, wrote it, directed it, edited it, did the music. Wow,
you're chief bottle washer and cook and everything, right?
Exactly.
Now, did you you obviously had to go through a selection process for your actors? Did they have to audition, or was this folks that you already knew that you just had a good relationship with? How did you find the actors?
Actually, I first had an audition at a school, and we had about maybe 7 or 8 people come out. We picked a couple from there. A couple people weren't right for the project. And from there, a lot of the people we picked actually helped us get more and more people. Like the one star of Melanie Jolie, she actually helped us get her sister, Kaylee, due to her gearling, which was great. She ended up being a fantastic help. And then another one of our actors, Sean Boyven, helped us probably get maybe 5 actors in it. So it kind of had the butterfly effect, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm excited to watch it. And again, I apologize, I haven't watched it yet, but Inner Earth Attacks, a love story, this new film on DVD and streaming online. What are we going to see? So it's a love story. Like, Again, I'm reading. I'm like, it's a love story, but it's monstrous. It's there's a
little bit of everything, something for everybody. You know?
Paint the picture here.
Okay, so it's this couple, Will and Emma, madly in love. They just get engaged. When all of a sudden, creatures from inner Earth attack the planet, driving them apart for 2 years. Things go all Mad Max and get all all desolate. And then after 2 years, they actually find themselves in a slave camp together. And then they have to escape to survive, and then to hopefully get the life they wanted in the beginning.
Right. Okay. What inspired you to do this?
Well, I've always been a big movie fan, but it always seemed out of reach. You know, these Hollywood, these $20 million budgets and stuff. It's
right.
Like, how can a kid from Sarnia get into something like that, right? So, but then I started to get into these more independent films, and Troma actually specifically. They had good movies like The Toxic Avenger and Terra Firma. Oh, why am I going the wrong way? There we go. And it just seemed a lot more approachable, a lot smaller budget. Had my kind of humor, which is a lot like in this movie. Just the gore, the over the top, almost Three Stooges-esque kind of humor, and it just seems so approachable. And the director Lloyd Kaufman even wrote a book saying how to make your own D-word movie. I don't know if you can swear or anything, and I read that, and it just seems it's like I can do this. And I started with a script and put one foot in front of the other, and you wind up with a movie.
Yeah. It's great when you can follow your passion and your dream comes true, like you said, getting it out there now and selling the copies. And do you shed a happy tear when you first looked at the copy and go, wow, like I got here, right?
I did. Oh yeah, it was more the premiere that really felt it, because the DVD is a hard work. I cut out every cover by hand, so it wasn't a super fast process.
Oh wow.
But as soon as I had the premiere with everybody, and everybody laughing at all the right spots, feeling all the right emotions, and you saw the reactions at the end of that premiere video. It really, it kind of touched my heart and made everything feel real.
Yeah. So what's next?
Next?
More plans for another movie? Keep going.
I actually am 1/3 of the way through a new script I'm working on, based on a kind of local folk hero, whatever you could call it, in Port Huron. I just took the name. It's not based on anything. It's I already have a couple actors I've planning for it. It's going to be called White Mary, and it's about an anti-hero taking on a corrupt government.
Okay. Sorry, it's an anti-hero taking on a what?
Corrupt government.
Oh. What corrupt government?
Yeah, I know.
I like to see that. Hey, I'd like to audition for that. If you ever have auditions, I've always wanted to be in a movie. I've never done that really.
I would love to have you in it. I will absolutely keep in contact for you for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. It'd be fun. It'd be a good experience. It's interesting to see these types of things come together. When you piece it all, like I couldn't do it. Like if I was directing, I'd have to do every scene in order from start to finish, right? And I wouldn't be able to do, because really that's not how it's done, right? I mean, you'd shoot the last scene first, sometimes in the middle, all over the place. That alone, keeping track of I do some video editing a little bit, not the scale you probably do, but that's really the big piece of it all. How do you get to the point of, how long is the movie? 90 minutes?
69 minutes, actually.
Okay. So you've got just over 60 minutes. You've got to decide what's tougher, deciding what to put in, or dare I say it the other way, what to leave out?
Ooh, it's all about the pacing. You got to keep the right beat and the right flow to it. And it can be tougher getting rid of stuff, because you want to throw everything out the wall, get everything shoved, but sometimes you have to shave off a little bit here and there just to get the right flow, match it up with the music. See, it's always tougher getting rid of stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be a really tough process. Is like, oh, I want to put that in, but then it really comes down to, I guess, is it relevant? Mm-hmm. Sometimes maybe I know when I shoot some video too, I look and it seemed relevant at the time, but then later I was like, yeah, that's boring. That's boring.
I've been there.
I want to put that in there, right? So how long do you expect this next movie to before you can make it come to life, as you've done here with Inner Earth Attacks?
Well, I'm gonna hope a couple years, but I don't want to make anybody promises because things are still opening up, and I don't know how willing other people would be to act in close quarters and all that kind of stuff, right? But hopefully, when things get rolling again, probably as soon as possible. I'm already 1/3 of the way, and I really want to start getting to it for the rest 2/3. Then after that, I'll probably do a second draft, polish it up, and then I already have some of the actors in mind, so start doing the rehearsals, and then
Right.
I'm trying to keep it down to just 3 or 4 locations, just so you're not scrambling all over the place. And I really
Keep
want
it
to
simple.
condense the shooting because I almost bit off more than I can chew with the script I made. It was a bit ambitious. 'Cause it was all over the place at times, lots of characters, lots of locations. You learn a lot when you do a movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to watching this Inner Earth Attacks, a love story. You say the comedy in there. Is this making fun of anything? Like, is this making fun of those B movie horrors, I guess you will? Is that part of the point in this too?
It's almost in line with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost in line with it, but it definitely doesn't take itself as serious. Yeah. I know it's definitely a B movie. It has that whole B movie schlock to it and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't take itself too seriously because sometimes the best part of B movies is the horrible acting and everybody taking themselves seriously. But everything's pretty light with this one.
Yeah, and B movies, it's really, I don't even like saying B movie because it makes it sound like, oh, it's not that good.
Oh,
it's just that B movies have their place though. They really have a following, with a large audience out there.
Yeah.
I even go back to like Evil Dead. I remember a long time ago watching that, and we weren't scared. Well, we jumped once in a while when things popped out, but we really weren't scared. We laughed, right? And it was like this little cabin in the woods had 40 rooms in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So how do you market yourself then? How do you get this out there? Okay, you've got it in the store, you've got it there, but you really got to push this out hard as you can during a pandemic.
That's kind of part I'm learning right now, honestly. I'm trying as hard as I can, reaching out for interviews. Trying to get it around town. I'm just pressing out to everyone I know who knows somebody. Luckily, the Caves decided to pick it up, which is fantastic. And Trauma has itself done a little bit of advertising for me, and then I'm on Twitter trying to do what I can. But that's the part I'm learning right now. This whole thing's been a learning process, and that's what I'm working on right now. The more promotion I can get, the better.
Right. Yeah. And maybe I don't know if you've talked to Cheeky Monkey or have
I have not
like
yet.
That?
I'll have to talk to them for sure.
I would definitely talk to Marianne at Cheeky Monkey and see if they can help you out because they're big supporters of independent folks like yourself. So, and we'll do whatever we can around here for you as well. So speaking of all this, let me get down to this question. Okay, so you got all these cameras and tools and lighting and actors and all this stuff. You got to pay for that somehow. You got to have a budget. Did you have a large budget for this?
No. I had a couple very nice investors. My one friend gave me not a lot. It was probably under $4,000. I want to say the whole movie is done for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Compared to Hollywood, that's pretty good.
$4,000 is a lot of money if you don't have $4,000.
Oh yeah, it was. I didn't. I had to get other people for that.
Yeah.
But I had a couple very nice people that were actually looking to support me. Your Highness, the store in Sarnia, were able to give me some money too. That was fantastic of them. You kind of got to get lucky and have a couple people that really want to support you.
Yeah. Well, if you don't ask, the answer is a definite no.
Exactly. And it always helps to show how much drive you have. Like I had the script ready and stuff before I started asking for money. Like I had everything planned out before I really started approaching people.
Yeah, well, it's good to have a plan to show people and go, and now will you give me your money?
Exactly, right.
That's great. So we're going to see this. Will you have a full premiere still when COVID allows?
Yes, I would love to have one. At the very least, I imagine I'll be trying to rent out the library theater.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get the Imperial, but you never know with them. They're always busy doing lots of different productions.
Yeah.
But
the library theater is a great theater. It's fantastic. It's all been renovated up there and a big screen, and I thought that'd be a perfect place to start if you ask me.
Oh, they're the first people I'm going to talk to when I can.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Sean, I thank you so much for and your timing couldn't have been better, quite honestly. Really, it just happened. And I was totally, for a moment I had to go, Sean, oh yeah, right. And I was telling my wife, I said, this guy's dropping off a DVD. I said, it's got to be over a year anyway that I had him. Maybe you're saying it was like 2 years ago.
Probably 2 years, yeah.
And I appreciated the gesture of you reaching out and saying, hey, I got a copy for you, David, for having me on the show. And now I'm glad to have you back. And
anytime you need me.
I gotta find a DVD player. I've got one in a closet somewhere. I will dig it out.
That will work on a computer if you put it in there.
Oh, it will. Okay, perfect. Yeah. I can do that. I never even thought of that. There you go. Perfect. So we're gonna my wife and I'll have dinner with Inner Earth Attacks, a love story.
All right. Maybe you want to wait till after dinner. The first 10 minutes, it might not be.
Okay. All right. Maybe after dinner. Okay. Sounds good. Well, congratulations. I'm very sincere when I say that. Super proud of seeing you pull this off, Sean. And I look forward to seeing you pursue more of your passion and dreams. And maybe you'll let me try my acting skills out in the future. That'd be a lot of fun. And you're welcome here anytime. Just reach out and let me know. And if you got any questions about marketing, I do that, and I teach that part-time at the college too, part of my live streaming course. So happy to help you out with that if I can. So thanks so much for being here. Is there anything that we might have missed or you want to throw out there before I let you go?
No, thank you so much, by the way, for everything you just said. I appreciate everything wholeheartedly. And go check us out on Facebook and on Trauma Now, Inner Earth Attacks, a love story.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Sean. All the best. Talk to you soon.
Same to you. Bye.
Sean Johnson, local writer, director, editor. He's doing it all and bringing his dream to life. I love stories like that. I really do. And it is a love story, but I love stories like that to see, again, 2 years ago, right? I had him on the show, was talking about this thing. And then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, a few days ago, my Facebook Messenger pops up and says, hey, I got a DVD for you. And my dreams come true. And there it is. Inner Earth Attacks, a love story, now available on DVD, and you can get it live streamed as well. I will post the links on my Facebook page after the show, so you can click the link directly to go and watch this new movie. It's just so awesome when somebody dreams are coming true, and we're able to have him here on the show. So thanks again, Sean, for being here. And thanks to all of you folks for being here. Just a reminder, of course, don't forget, watch for motorcycles. Drive aware, ride aware. The 2 wheels and some of them 3 wheels are on the road. So make sure you've got that extra eyeball out there. Double check before you change lanes and look around. And same to the motorcycle riders. We have to give just as much respect to the road as we ask the 4-wheelers to give us on respect. So let's make sure that the respect for riding goes both ways out there. And Oswald's Diner's got an event coming up that we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks. We'll be sharing that. So keep an eye out for that. And again, we're going to post all the links to Sean's DVD and movie coming up in a little bit. I'll probably get that a little bit later on tonight. We'll get that posted. And I'm sure he'd love to have you buy a copy. And thanks again as well to the ladies from Strangway Centre, Shelley Kern and Rebecca Warren, talking to us about now in-person programs. The registration is now available. Just go to sarnia.ca to get all the information for that. Well, thanks so much, everybody. I do appreciate you being here. Well, that's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.